Food preservation. Food preservation is the preserving or processing of food in order to have different tastes, smells, and colors for it to be more appetizing and kept longer without rotting. The purpose of preserving food is to keep food for the longest without rotting. The guidelines are as follows. 1. Prevent or prolong digesting of food by microorganisms. 1.1. Keep the food from germs. 1.2. Get rid of existing microorganisms in food by washing or filtering out. 1.3. Reduce the growth of microorganisms such as using low temperature, drying the food, or keeping it in a vacuum container. 1.4. Destroy microorganisms by heat or radiation. 2. Prevent or prolong the decomposition of food by itself. 2.1. Destroy or suppress the working of enzymes in food. 2.2. Add chemical substances such as antioxidants in food. 3. Prevent damage from insects. Food preservation by suppressing the growth of microorganisms. 1. Preserving food by using heat is divided into 1.1. Pasteurization uses the heat of lower than 100 degrees Celsius to prolong the life of food products such as milk and fruit juice. 1.2. Sterilization uses the temperature of overboiling point, which is about 100 to 130 degrees Celsius. This method is highly efficient, such as UHT, ultra-high temperature, which uses a temperature of 135 to 150 degrees Celsius for 1 to 4 minutes. 2. Preserving food by using coldness may be divided into 2.1. Chilling is the process to control the temperature of the food to -1 degree Celsius to -8 degrees Celsius to reduce the biochemical reaction and the change from microorganisms. This process least changes the nutrition and sensational properties. It is used together with other processes such as fermentation and radiation. 2.2. Freezing is a process to reduce the temperature of the food down below the freezing point. The water element will transform to ice crystal. The tension of water and ice and the high concentration of solvent in water which is not frozen helps reduce water activity, which in turn prevents the use of water for microorganisms' growth. Food which is commonly used for the freezing is prawns, crabs, and fish. 3. Preserving food by drying means elimination of most water in the food. It results in slow metabolism and growth of microorganisms, as well as a reduction of oxidation of fat from hydrolysis reaction. 3.1. Drying food by natural methods such as sunlight or wind. 3.2. Drying food using scientific knowledge and technologies. 4. Preserving food by fermentation is a process which microorganisms disintegrate carbohydrate or other substances under a condition which contain air or not. It is different from other processes of which purpose is to destroy microorganisms or enzymes in the food. Fermentation will reduce the level of pH in food and prevent germs which cause disease to grow. Food processed by this method is soy sauce, salted soya beans, and pickled bean curd. 5. Preserving food by using chemical substances is done to suppress or obstruct the growth of the microorganisms and to prevent the deterioration of food as a result of the chemical change of food, of which taste, smell, and the color are changed. Chemical substances used in food preservation are classified into two groups as follows. 1. Chemical substances which are added to suppress or obstruct the growth of microorganisms are called preservatives, described as follows. 1.1. Acid is a chemical substance which has sour taste and is well known and used such as lemon juice, tamarind juice, and vinegar. It is used to season the food and adjust the conditions of the food to be more acid, which is not suitable for the growth of microorganisms. 1.2. Salt is a natural chemical substance which is salty and helps preserving food by reducing the humidity in food and suppressing the growth of microorganisms. It can be added in little or big quantity without hazard. 1.3. Sugar is another natural chemical substance which sweetens food. It is used in seasoning and preserving food. 1.4. Sodium nitrate or nitride is widely known as saltpeter. It is used in preservation of meat to prevent the growth of microorganisms and to make the meat's color beautiful. However, it has to be used in an appropriate amount specified by the Ministry of Public Health or it would be hazardous. It is found in sausages. 1.5. Sulfur dioxide and sodium sulfide are chemical substances created to use in food preservation of wine. These substances will deprive microorganisms of their food sources, carbohydrates, which are used for energy to grow, and must be used in an appropriate amount specified by the Ministry of Public Health. 1.6. Antibiotic substances are chemical substances produced by some microorganisms but suppress the growth of others. Most are drugs in medical industry. 1.7. Fatty acids and their salts are created chemical substances. There are many types such as benzoic acid, sorbic acid, sodium benzoate, etc. These are preservatives and are used to suppress the growth of microorganisms, especially molds. However, they must be used appropriately according to the specification of the Ministry of Public Health. 2. Chemical substances added to prevent the deterioration of food. 2.1. Antioxidants are a group of created substances such as phenol, vitamin C, and erythrothorbic acid. When they are added in fatty food, they help prevent the oxidation of fat. However, they must be used as specified by the Ministry of Public Health. 2.2. Substances which prevent colors getting dull in fruits and vegetables are naturally created, such as vitamin C in fruits, and cooking salt are made by the synthesis such as synthesized vitamin C and sulfur dioxide, etc. Radiation is another process to preserve food by avoiding heat, as it can change the sensational property of food. Ionizing radiations, which have short waves, can suppress the growth of microorganisms, the work of enzyme, and the growth of caterpillar. In addition, they suppress the growth of vegetables and growth of fruits, but maintain nutrition, taste, and texture of the food very well. Radiations which can be used to preserve food are gamma radiation, X radiation, and high-speed electron. In the present, technology has important roles in the food processing and preserving industry. Consumers can select a variety of food. However, considerations must be given to nutrition and safety when buying food.